We've got some absolutely wild clips from the MAGA side of the aisle to show you the reality of the Trump and Vance administration, the way they see the world, and the things that they're willing to talk about or unable to talk about, I should say, with some of these clips, from childcare to the recent shooting in Georgia. But I want to start with Trump and his incoherent babble about childcare after being asked a relatively simple question about it.
If you win in November, can you commit to prioritizing legislation to make childcare affordable? And if so, what specific piece of legislation will you advance?
Well, I would do that, and we're sitting down. You know, I was somebody, we had Senator Marco Rubio, and my daughter Ivanka was so impactful on that issue. It's a very important issue. But I think when you talk about the kind of numbers that I'm talking about, that, because look, childcare is childcare. There's something, you have to have it. In this country, you have to have it. But when you talk about those numbers compared to the kind of numbers that I'm talking about, by taxing foreign nations at levels that they're not used to, but they'll get used to it very quickly. And it's not going to stop them from doing business with us, but they'll have a very substantial tax when they send product into our country. Those numbers are so much bigger than any numbers that we're talking about, including childcare.
Did anyone get a single solution out of that, or one piece of legislation that he mentioned out of that, like he was asked? Does he think that tariffs are going to do it? Because tariffs will raise the price of goods. It's not something that puts money in families' hands. It takes money out of them. He just says that you have to have childcare in this country. You have to have it. And then rambles about numbers for what seems like 20 minutes before landing on tariffs. The truth is, and it should be evident for anyone who watched, he has no policy plan for this, probably hasn't even put much thought into it. I mean, for him, it's just tariffs, corporate tax cuts, and mass deportation, none of which will help families who need childcare. So when he's put on the spot and asked about, well, what legislation will you put forth to help, the childcare issue, he has to try and make something up. And, well, his age is definitely showing in his attempt to do that. Now, if you think this is bad, just wait until you hear what J.D. Vance has to say about school shootings.
Now, look, the Kamala Harris answer to this is to take law-abiding American citizens' guns away from them. That is what Kamala Harris wants to do. She says, look, I don't like this. I don't like to admit this. I don't like that this is a fact of life. But if you are a psycho and you want to make headlines, you realize that our schools are soft targets.
So in contrast, Kamala gave a heartfelt call out, mentioning how it doesn't have to be this way, because it doesn't. And exactly how I said in yesterday's video, MAGA is rushing out quickly to carry water for the guns rather than defend the families and children's. JD calling school shootings a fact of life is crazy. It's grossly immoral, but it's what you have to do when the NRA is paying you millions of dollars to be pro-gun. And the fact that JD is doing this at a rally where they don't allow guns in, he has bulletproof glass protecting him and the Secret Service ready to jump in at a moment's notice, is kind of weird. But hey, the kids don't need protecting, just JD Vance, right? Notice how he doesn't even mention the family in this clip. He doesn't mention how things could be different or how they could keep these guns out of school. He just says, well, they want to take away your guns. We must protect all the guns because the kids are coming after them. It's incredibly unempathetic and kind of dumb. But this is the state of today's Republican Party, where they value weapons of war over children's safety at schools. I mean, Trump and Vance also want to remove vaccine mandates and make it easier for you to get guns. So your child is twice as likely, in their view of what will be the Wild West of elementary schools, to either get sick or get shot.
Caracas, Venezuela, has almost no crime. Next year, I'm going to suggest that the Economic Club hold its meeting in Caracas, because we'll be safer than we are in our country if they win. We'll be far safer.
Now just think about how stupid you have to be to say that. Then think about how stupid you have to be to clap for that.
This is exactly right. I mean, crime is at a near 50-year low, and Trump still wants to pretend that our streets are just unsafe. And let's just be all the way honest about what he's saying about let's do the next event in Venezuela. Does anyone actually think that Trump is going to Venezuela at all? I don't think Trump would go to Venezuela with 50 Secret Service members. I mean, this is just kind of weird, and it's really stupid pandering. And hey, Lawrence of MSNBC said it, not me. You've got to be as stupid or more to think that he made some sort of grand point when he said that. If you enjoyed this video, we're Social Society. We're a commentary channel influenced by politics, society, and the economy. We are pretty left-leaning on this channel, but we're open to our right-wingers as well. The biggest thing here is having conversations that get everyone to the bottom of the truth. If that sounds like something that could interest you, consider smashing that subscribe button, leaving us a like, or even commenting on this video. We even have memberships available as low as $3 if you'd like to support, because the only way we become a society is together. Peace.